guys, Drake here. I've been away from hearth and home for far too long and away from the studio, but it's all about to change. Now, I've been getting into some interesting games lately, and the reason is I've actually got the Star Wars role-playing game by Fantasy Flight Games. It's a fantastic game. I will be putting out content for Flights of War Vietnam as time permits, as the summer goes forward. I've managed to put together a gaming group. We meet weekly, and people show up for one reason, and it's to play a role-playing game by Fantasy Flight Games. There are three aspects of the role-playing game from which you may draw characters. The first is scum and villainy. The second is either rebels or Imperials. And the third, a force sensitive of some sort, leaning towards light or dark. Although all the characters in the game are faced with this struggle between good and evil, to some extent. While the rules of the game are all the same, there are three books because the character focus is different in each of those books. The first book is Edge of the Empire, the second book, Age of Rebellion, and the third book, Force and Destiny. All the same rules though, with the characters being able to choose how they progress between the books as they develop their characters. So you want to get a hold of the book which pertains most to the type of characters that your particular gaming group are most interested in. There are four other Star Wars Fantasy Flight games that I would also like to discuss with you right now, all written by the same people over the last several years, and it's because they all tie in so neatly with the role-playing game. The first is Star Wars X-Wing, awesome game, ties in with 6mm miniatures perfectly, making air-to-ground and ground-to-air combat resolution very simple. With the entire catalog of Star Wars ships readily available, it makes representing combat very easy. And next we have Star Wars Armada, which is a pinnacle representation of power. Every size of space and aerial battle can be represented through Armada. The scale of the ships in Armada are much smaller than those used in X-Wing, and occurring at much greater ranges than those in X-Wing, which is basically a dogfight. From massive fleet battles to boarding actions, individual one-on-one blaster fights inside ships, with you personally walking the decks in a role-playing format. With all those battles engaged in high-detail 28mm miniature. Which leads us right into the next magnificent game, Star Wars Legion. I can't say enough good things about Star Wars Legion. Fielding these vast and intricate armies is truly rewarding. Brilliant, fast-paced, easy to learn. Makes dealing with large military actions quite easy. Whatever terrain or shipboard environment, the models are there just like in the movies. Allowing you to resolve elaborate military engagements using special forces, vehicles, and flyers. And the last one I can tell you about is Imperial Assault. Imperial Assault is a game involving a lot of close order tactical combat. It not only provides a generous resource for models, the tokens, templates, and scenarios are valuable assets for role-playing. Imperial Assault is set up very much like a dungeon crawl and has a lot of interior building settings, interior design settings that provide a lot of useful material. While all of these games stand alone very well and admirably, all by themselves, combined with Fantasy Flight Games' role-playing game, it sets it to an entirely new level. Since all 5 games were designed by the same people, all the keywords have the same meaning throughout the games. So with the role-playing rules and dice superseding all others, it allows us to take advantage of these other fine Fantasy Flight Game products. And with more than 40 years of lore and movies being applied to this franchise, and the fact that everyone's seen the movies and is familiar with the world and the universe of Star Wars, it opens a door for us to use our models to introduce people to some of the darker fringes of the universe. It allows us to play out some pretty cool adventures with people who might not normally play with us. So what I want to do is run through some game sessions here on my channel and show you guys how it all works and how it all fits together. For one thing, having the main plot, the subplots, the setting, all the characters lined up, and being able to run through everything sort of like a regular movie plot from beginning to end, it's very important in playing a role-playing game. Combining all that into intriguing tactical situations while allowing your characters to have overriding idea of where the plot is really going ultimately, and then to see it come to resolution and conclusion. It's what makes a role-playing game exciting and memorable, just like watching a movie. I also have Wrath and Glory, which is a 40k role-playing game. We've actually already drawn up characters for that, and we intend to run that campaign as soon as the Star Wars one is complete. It's even possible that some crossovers between 40k and Star Wars could occur on the wildest fringes, underlying regions of space in both respects. I'd like to see how badly my Terminators would maul some stormtroopers or rebels. Well, that's all for now. I hope you'll join me as I run through some gameplay sessions and show you how this is all done on the next ones. Thanks.